Okay, so today I have a figure from Batman Arkham City Series 3, the Penguin. I only got two figures from the series so far. I got the Penguin and I got Ra's al Ghul. The other figures are Batman, which is pretty much just a remade version of the one from Batman Arkham Asylum, which is good for people who didn't pick it up the first time or couldn't, find one, whatever. And yeah, so since I already have it, I didn't bother picking it up. There's a Clown Thug, and there's another Clown Thug. I didn't bother picking them up because I'm not too big a fan of generic characters like that, like just goons. So yeah, and Ra's al Ghul, which I have, and Azrael, which I want, but the comic store that I picked these two up at was selling him for $35, and I'm pretty sure that's not the actual price of him, so I didn't want to pick him up. And speaking of price, the comic store I picked them up at was also selling the Penguin for $25. I'm really not sure why they were selling them at really weird prices, but all the rest were $20. So that's why I didn't feel too bad about picking up the Penguin and Ra's. So yeah, there's really nothing to talk about with the packaging. It's just the same DC Collectibles logo there. Everything is in standard order, same clamshell box, and same bio, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, without further ado, let me open this guy up and review him. Alright, so here we have the Penguin out of his box, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed by him. He is a pretty cool figure. There are a few things that I don't like, but for the most part I do like him. Speaking of liking the Penguin, I've never really liked the character of the Penguin, but Arkham City is literally like the only time where I actually enjoyed him as a character. Usually he just bothers me. Like, I liked him in Batman Returns when he was played by Danny DeVito, but I really think they like actually made him interesting and just fun to watch in Arkham City. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Let me talk about the actual figure now. So the facial sculpt is pretty well done. It looks pretty much exactly like how he does in the game. He does have another one of those kind of unfortunate like facial expressions. I don't like when a figure gets a specific facial expression. Like when you have the Joker, yeah, you gotta make him smiling. When you have Batman, you just kind of make him somber and kind of angry. But I don't know why they gave the Penguin such like an ugly grimace. Like they did the same thing with the Riddler, and that was just kind of annoying. That's like the only thing I have a problem with on the face is his ugly grimace. So here they have the bottle that someone smashed through his face, and that serves as kind of his monocle, which I think was pretty cool that they did that. I mean, you wouldn't know that it was a bottle. Well, I mean, you'd know because it looks like one, but you wouldn't really know why unless you like kind of explored the game and looked around in the different like files and stuff in the game. But yeah, pretty cool. His other eye is just normal. Looks kind of surprised, maybe. You have his eyebrow there, his ear, his hair, and his hat is removable, which is a nice touch. They did the same with the Riddler, and I'm glad. Here is the hat. You can see that, there's not much detail necessary, so that's pretty cool. You have his head up here. There's a little bit of detail, like you can see some wrinkles, just some lines. Pretty cool. You can also see that a little bit better. It's got blood around it. His eye looks pretty widened in comparison to that one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty gory. Probably the goriest figure here. Well, I guess Two-Face, but that's a Mattel figure and it doesn't count. So for the Penguin's wardrobe, he is wearing a sort of fur coat. The fur is done pretty well, just black with like spots of gray around his I kind of want to call it a mane, but it's not. You can see it on the back there, kind of It's kind of a collar for collar here. Pretty neat looking. He's got kind of a scarf or a kerchief kind of thing going on over there around his neck. Just kind of a vest underneath. I don't know if there's supposed to be a specific design to it, because it looks kind of oriental, but it could just be random blotches of light red paint. I don't know. Same thing going on with his arms. Just got the black and the fur around his wrist. This here arm is, or not the arm, but the hand is patched up because there appears to be something wrong with it. Since he is the Penguin, he has to have kind of like the split hands, which is, I guess that's how they did it in the game. I never noticed it, and I never found the backstory for why his hand looks like that. I'm sure it's something weird, so yeah. Now, this is one of the things that bothers me about the figure. On this arm and on the other arm, there's no articulation at the elbow. You cannot bend it. He is designed to just stand, you know, like that. His arms cannot move. The figure has barely any articulation anywhere. The only place he really has articulation is in the arms. You can twist them, you can't bend them, and the head. That's about it. So yeah, you can see it's supposed to be like that there too. But yeah, that's about all I have to say to complain about this. Here is his umbrella. Umbrella is obviously usually a very important part of the Penguin's, you know, wardrobe. It's got a pretty cool looking penguin head to it. And then it's just a pretty normal little umbrella. It's got some blood at the end. He probably either uses it to stab people with or to shoot them. Because I know in the game he had multiple umbrellas, and usually he does anyway. Like, he has multiple umbrellas. One shoots people, one stabs people, and other junk like that. And there's really nothing to talk to. Yeah, I'm going to talk to his pants. There's nothing really to talk about regarding his pants. There's just his shoes here. They're pretty nice. They look kind of like tap dancing shoes, kind of like mafia-esque shoes. And yeah, that's really it. Like I said, that there's no articulation below the waist whatsoever. His feet can't move, his legs can't move, and I'm pretty sure his waist will also not move. Let me try that. No, I'm forcing it and it won't go. So, yeah, there's that. He does come with one more accessory, and I'm really not sure what it even is. It looks like a cigar, but there's literally no place that I could find that will, like, hold it. He won't hold it in either of his hands. He can't put it in his mouth. And there is, on the little cigar-looking thing, there is a little hole there you can see. It looks like you're supposed to be able to put it in somewhere, but I legitimately can't find any place to put it into. I figured maybe, since it was small and it was packaged right above the umbrella, I thought maybe you'd be able to put it over the little, like, knife part of the umbrella to conceal it, but that is not the what's the word I'm looking for? That's not the case. And you can see here, it's got blood on it, so I don't know why it would even be a cigar if it's got blood on it. And I'm really not too sure about this. If anyone in the comments knows, I would appreciate it. If you could tell me, just because I'm going to lose sleep over this. So, you know, yeah. So, I would have to say, overall, the Penguin is a pretty cool figure. I like him. He's definitely not one of my favorites in the Arkham Asylum or Arkham City series. But he is a pretty decent figure. I'd put him up there kind of with, maybe like, I guess probably like the Riddler or the Scarecrow. They're probably like not one of my favorites, so I put him up there with like them. But yeah, the Penguin is a pretty big character in the game, so that's mostly why I got him. So yeah, in the next video, I shall be going over Ra's al Ghul, who I'm sure will be a pretty awesome figure. So see you then.